It's official, since this is the only thing in either anime or manga or fan manga and anything that states what Kale's age is. To me, this is official. Kale is 21. They are just small. Saiyan women, like Gine, are built small.
Prepare yourself, Dan Saiyan.
Smash that like button, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way you never miss a video. If you guys think that Kale is the biggest female simp in a Dragon Ball fan manga, well, today I have some news for you. That is not true, because I found a new Dragon Ball fan manga. This one shows how far a simp girl will go with the object of her affection, even if it means resurrecting Goku Black. That is the next Dragon Ball fan manga that I'm covering. I got a slew of Dragon Ball fan mangas after this story. We are finally caught up to Dragon Ball Super Dreamscape, the story of Kale x Goku by Kaleverse. It is the ending of this series for the time being. As you can see right here, Kaleverse is working on the next part of this chapter, but she is going to send out all those pages in bulk. So once she drops those pages, I can come back to this universe, this Dragon Ball fan manga, and cover it in its entirety until the next chapter. So enjoy this while you can, guys. And today's chapter is interesting. It definitely brings up a lot of questions as to what Goku's endgame is. Is he really this oblivious, or does he have a more nefarious reason behind what he actually is doing? Because honestly, to me, guys, I've read this chapter already. Usually I like to go into this stuff blind so I can kind of convey my emotions with each page while I'm recording, so it's like genuine. But I read this one in advance because there's like a lot of dialogue in this, and to me it just seems like Goku knows what he's doing. Like, he is definitely a player in this, and he is playing Kale the right way, finessing her in the direction he wants her to go. It just feels like he's not this oblivious, and he's completely forgotten about Chi-Chi at this point. So let's go ahead and jump right in to Dreamscape. So in the last chapter, after the huge climactic battle with Whis, which was honestly really good in my opinion, Goku ends up inviting Kale on what essentially is their first date, like an actual date. Now, it's not specified as a date, but he asks her if she wants to go eat some ramen and gets Whis to transport them to this beach location to go out and eat. In my book, this has all the hallmarks of an actual date, although it's not called as a date in this, but it feels like one. So the first thing that Goku does is cement them being in the beach attire. So Goku ends up taking off his shirt, you know, implying that, you know, he wants to feel the ocean breeze on his upper torso, all that stuff. And Kale's like, I'm not taking my top off. At least not this time, because remember, in earlier chapters that ended up happening. So Kale's worried that the fact that they didn't bring Caulifla may make her mad, because Caulifla would like to go with them to go eat or something like that. And she's trying to bring like another friend in this, even though she's the one that has a crush on Goku. And Goku's like, I mean, she wasn't with us at the time, and she did train a lot earlier, so, you know, she probably is really tired, and you wouldn't want to wake her up. So let's go ahead and get some grub. Let's go ahead and get some food. It's right over there. Guys. Okay, guys. Alright, let's keep going. They hit up the ramen spot and they meet Mr. Fu, and Mr. Fu sees Goku and says, hey, you brought some friends? And he's like, yup, this is Whis again, and she's my student Kale. And Mr. Fu knows there's something up, because he goes, of course, hello, student, huh? Like, he's laughing it off like he thinks it's funny. And so, in my opinion, Mr. Fu knows what's going on. And maybe this isn't the first time that Goku's brought somebody to this spot. I don't think he's brought Chi-Chi here, so in this Dragon Ball fan manga, Goku be wildin'. I think Goku is trifling in this Dragon Ball fan manga, at least in this chapter. Like, you see how it gets here in a little bit. Now they have to wait for the ramen to be ready. It takes about an hour, so they can enjoy the beach and enjoy the climate and everything like that. So Goku takes Kale to his favorite spot, tells her all about it, how they catch the freshest seafood there and everything, you know, everything's meant for the fishermen, but this ramen shop is able to use some of that, only a little bit, for only select guests. So don't spread it around that there's this spot here. Don't tell anybody else about it besides, you know, Whis. Don't even tell Beerus. And this is the one part that's the most telling. Goku says do not tell Bulma either, because we're not trying to get these people in trouble or get more people to come here, because most of this food is for the fishermen. That's kind of the excuse he's saying. But guys, he says, I understand the Beerus part, because Beerus is going to come and try to eat here all the time, even though Whis is kind of the same thing as Beerus. But he says Bulma. Okay, why wouldn't you tell Bulma? Like, that's so random that he would even say that, because I didn't think that Kale even knew who Bulma was. So, like, now I'm thinking that Kale has met Bulma before, and Bulma is real close friends with Chi-Chi, so don't tell Bulma about my secret spot, you know, don't tell her about my secret dating spot, because, you know, she may go ahead and tell Chi-Chi, and that's not going to be good for anybody. That's essentially what I'm getting here, guys. This is very funny, honestly. Alright, so this is where things start getting real sketchy here, and that's with Goku. He pushes Kale into a bathing suit, and so he says it's kind of like the code, like you have to wear a bathing suit on the beach. So I mean, that's fine or whatever. And Goku says that, you know, she was calling him Master Goku, and he's like, nah, just call me regular Goku, you don't have to be so formal. But she's a little apprehensive about being in a bikini, because it doesn't seem like she's ever been in one. And Goku's like, I mean, it wasn't like the other day you were, you know, topless, so, you know, I don't know what you're getting so bent out of shape for. And she yells at him, says that it was because we were in a fight, which is completely different. This is like a normal situation. This is just normal life. That was an actual battle. And I think that the Super Saiyan or Berserk version of Kale is just more confident than the base form version, so that's probably why it didn't, you know, matter so much to her at the time. But yeah, Goku's just kind of like, you know, it just seems like he's pulling all the moves, you know. But he points at a girl that's wearing this sort of shawl that's covering, you know, her bottom half, which is a normal thing that, I mean, my wife has one. So he says, why don't you just wear one of those? And Kale's like, all right. So actually the one that she picks out, the outfit that Kale's wearing in this, is complete fire. Like this, I could see my wife, I could see Rose-Cape wearing this. Black and orange, it looks like black with orange flames, looks pretty damn cool. And she asks him, aren't you gonna be wearing something? And he goes, you think I look good in a bikini? Like flirting around with her. He's absolutely flirting in this. But obviously he's joking, so he ends up going into some swim trunks and they end up walking the beach. That's when they meet up with Whis, who is wearing a bathing suit also, but he's got an ice cream cocktail, and Kale really wants one. And this is where we find out that Kale's actually 21. And since this is the only time that's ever mentioned what age she is, again, Saiyan women are built small, I think that this is dead on the money. She's definitely at least 21 years old, if not more. And they walk the beach, beginning to talk about the Tournament of Power again. Kale's curious as to, you know, if Goku was 100% serious about not wishing everybody back, about giving away the wish. And Goku had already come to terms with himself that people were going to be erased, that there was nothing he could do about it. And he was surprised that the Omni Kings decided to, you know, bring everybody back, let that wish stand. He didn't think that there was a chance that if he was to wish all the universes back, that they would honor that wish, seeing as how that would, you know, negate the whole tournament in the first place. But the Omni Kings ended up doing it, and that was great. But Kale would have preferred all the warriors to end up being erased, and that's because she was completely overwhelmed with them. A lot of them were really scary and intimidating, and they ended up ganging up on her. I don't know if you guys remember, but they ended up just working a tune on her, and so she didn't mind if they ended up just getting erased, honestly, by the end of it. Kale just wished that they actually had more prep time before going into the Tournament of Power, ultimately like having a year or so to train, or enough time for them to find somebody else. Kale really did not want to be in that tournament, and it shows. She's mentioned it a couple of times. It didn't seem like she was having fun in the tournament at all. So yeah, she didn't want to be there having front row seats to everyone being doomed, essentially, like everyone's execution. That's basically what you were there for, and it kind of messed her up, honestly, and made her more anxiety prone and just worse off mentally, because she got to see all those people get erased, and that's why she wishes that somebody else would have taken her place. And then she asks a real off-the-wall question. She asks Goku what his feelings are on Caulifla. Goku asks why you're interested in that, and Kale says, well, you're the only man she's shown an interest to, so I'm really curious as to what you think of Caulifla. It's a simple question, and Goku is looking at her very, very seriously, and that is the end of the chapter. I know, guys, I left you on a cliffhanger, but this is the last or the most recent page that we have until Kaleverse dumps all those pages on us, so hopefully we get to see that here in the near future. But I'm glad that we get to cover this manga for the last week or so. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, I have a brand new Dragon Ball fan manga for you guys tomorrow. Make sure you're here around 6 o'clock Eastern US time, and if you made it to this point of the video, you are now part of the hashtag End of Video Squad. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Make sure to drop that comment with that hashtag for a chance to be featured in my next video. Today I'm going to be responding to Elias Vasquez Muniz. Jesus, it's like at this point it almost feels like Kale's underwear is her only outfit in this story. Then again, I ain't complaining. I'm not complaining either. I cannot wait to see some mods with Kale just in her sleeping wear in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Thank you so much for your comment. This is going to be BlackScape signing off. Take care, guys.
Subscribe for more content.